Welcome back to Ruby on Nails, and today I have a fun little collection. It's a little bit different and I've never done this on my channel before. So first off, I do want to mention that this was sent to me as PR from Up Nails, but this is something that I'm truly excited about. One, because I've never done this on my channel before, and two, I thought this would be kind of informative because I don't really see this very often. So what am I talking about? I am talking about the Up Nails new 6-piece Bloominosity collection. It is a stamping nail polish collection. Now, if you're not familiar with stamping, it is a type of nail art that is very popular in the nail art community. It isn't the most beginner-friendly type of nail art, though let's be fair, what nail art is truly beginner-friendly? Maybe a smush manicure. Stamping, if you're curious, is when you take a metal plate that has an etched design into it, kind of smear nail polish across the image that you want to use, and you pick it up with a rubber stamper and then place that design on your nails. Now, I do have a video about how I stamp. I'll put that in the cards here. So if you're curious to learn more about stamping, you can find that information there. Personally, this wasn't always my favorite type of nail art. I found it to be really difficult to learn how to do. It takes a lot of trial and error and learning like how each individual rubber stamper kind of wants to be rolled over a design. Some of them like it when you really just jam their fucking face into the design, and others kind of like to be rolled over. It's a lot of just feeling it out, and that's really frustrating for a lot of people, including myself. Now, there's also this thing called reverse stamping. That's definitely my personal favorite. It's where you pick up that image with your rubber stamper and then you go in and fill in all of the tiniest little details with other colors of nail polish to kind of give it a sticker effect. Now, I'm not going to be breaking down how to do either one of those in this video, and I'll be frank, the stamping that I did in this video is just shite. But I did want to make sure that I showed you what these colors looked like over a black background and a white background. I think it's very easy to kind of see where these polishes, I think that's the easiest way to show where these polishes thrive and where these polishes kind of don't thrive. Now, something I do want to mention is that you do lose some of your opacity when you are scraping polish over a design and then picking it up. You're leaving bits of pigment on every little surface that you touch. Even though these polishes aren't always the most opaque, you kind of need to have an understanding of the process itself to kind of understand and feel out how these polishes perform. Because, spoiler alert, I thought these polishes performed really well. In general, I think Up Nails stamping polishes perform great. The only time that I see anything lacking in these polishes is when you're dealing with a specific color that is especially light. And with this collection, the Bloominosity collection, we're dealing with all light pastel colors. So now that you know that, let me talk about this collection a little bit. So like I've been saying, it's a 6-piece stamping polish. So you can buy this bundle for $48.33, but you can also buy these polishes individually for $8.95. So if that's something that you're interested in, there you go. As this video is coming out, all of the polishes are available. And that's pretty much all of the information on this collection. They're just kind of pastel creams, and if you're not interested in stamping, might not be for you. I will make a note that stamping polishes can be worn as regular polishes. I know for a while it was a trend to wear a black stamping polish as your opaque one-coater kind of polish. So I do show you that in this video so you can get a real good feel of this. Personally, I wouldn't recommend that. They tend to chip a lot faster in my experience, and every single top coat, you're just picking up pigment because stamping polishes are hyperpigmented because you're doing that lay down, scrape, pick up, place. You're losing pigment all along that journey, so they need to be hyperpigmented in order to survive. That's why regular polishes kind of have a difficult time stamping. Some of them do, but those tend to be the uber duper highly pigmented regular polishes. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into the swatches. I know I said jump, but we're gonna slide into these swatches. We're going to be starting off with Cherished Blossoms, which is a light pink cream polish. As you can see, swatched as a standard polish, it's fully opaque in one coat. Now, if you are going to do this, give your nails a little extra drying time because she's thick. Of course, I'm going to have to show you how this looks like stamped. So I'm going to be using this What's Up Nails B075 stamping plate. You can find it on their website. And here we go. We're stamping over white now. And oh my god, it's pink and it's opaque and it looks very nice over black too. You can see there's some little bit of patchiness, but that's kind of the game you play with stamping polishes. Overall, I thought this performed quite nicely. Next up, we have a beautiful sherbet orange stamping polish. This is Apricot Horizon, and as you'll see in a second, it is also fully opaque in one swatch because why, children? It's a stamping nail polish. Wow, we learned something. I like this color. It's kind of borderline neon. It's a little too creamy to be neon, but it looks great over white. And again, we're having some opacity issues over black, but again, that is kind of the game you play with stamping nail polishes. You lose a little bit of opacity every time you touch a surface. Next up, we have the one that I wasn't a huge fan of. This is Egg Crasher, and it is a very pale yellow polish. I know in this first swatch it looks fully opaque, but in person there's some streakiness around the cuticle and the tip of the nail. So I did go ahead and apply a second coat of this color. I'm just personally not a fan of this boiled egg yolk kind of color. It's just nothing I tend to grab, and I thought it was fine. It's just, I think the color was just throwing me off. And it's so close to white that it kind of blended in with this white nail polish, but I thought it looked fairly neato over black because it's got that bone white kind of look. As you can see, I'm sure somebody can find a purpose with this one. Okie dokie, next up is Pod Partners, and this is kind of a funny shade. It shows up really neon on camera, but to me in person this looks more like a pastel avocado kind of cream. Weird description, but it was fully opaque in one coat. It's stamping polish. I probably don't need to keep saying that, but I thought this was a great color. It's very vibrant, it's very green, and it kind of looks like it has a very yellowy undertone over white and black. I thought it stamped quite nicely. I probably should have tried better with my stamping, but I don't know, there you go. It looks nice. I like it. Now, I'm gonna start off this section by just saying I wish they had chosen a different color than two blues, but I liked both of the blues quite a bit, so just thinking overall of the collection, I wish maybe there was a different color. So we have here Commit Mint Problems, funny name, and it was opaque in one coat. I'm still repeating myself, dear God. But I liked how this polish looked over white and black. I thought it was a dark enough color to stand out against the white and a light enough color to really pop against that black. It complemented both shades quite nicely. Of course, then we have the next blue in this collection, which is Sky Glider. This one really reminded me a lot of Holo Taco's Scientific. It's just kind of in that same family of bright light blues, fully opaque in one coat. Maybe I'll learn to stop repeating myself one day, but I liked this polish. I think it was my favorite out of the entire collection. To me, it just really complemented the white polish and the black polish I was wearing at the time. It stood out against pretty much everything. I think this would be a really fun color to play around with. It's very complimentary and doesn't steal the show. You've seen the swatches of this collection. What do you think? Again, I already told you, I was a big fan of this collection. I think it's great when a polish brand, especially one with such a consistent formula, puts out a stamping polish collection, especially since it is a fairly niche side of the nail art world. I always appreciate it when there are collections that are more geared to those smaller subsets, even though it's not the most financially, wise thing to do, but What's Up Nails has a huge assortment of all nail art stuff. For them, it is a good decision. I don't see any other brands, maybe besides Twinkle Tea, but they've got kind of the same business model, putting out collections specifically geared toward their more niche audiences. I like this collection. I like the colors. They performed really well in my opinion. The only one that I have a gripe with was that pastel yellow, and that's because I just personally don't use pastel yellow very often, or yellow in general when I stamp. When I stamp, I want something that's a little bit more vivid, so it's just doesn't fit my general aesthetic, so that's not really any points off for the product itself. It was still a nice product. Anyway, I liked it. I'm excited to use these more in reverse stamping and stamping in general. That's something that has been my goal for a while, is to get more into that specific type of nail art, so I'm excited to have some new products, especially since they're more unique colors than just the standard color options that we see in a lot of stamping collections that companies offer. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, and if you like my videos, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.